welcome to the No Spin News for Thursday, September 14th, 2023. Stand up for your country. I will explain and apologize for yesterday's massive computer meltdown that prevented the No Spin News from being delivered to you in a moment. But first, breaking news, Hunter Biden has been indicted by David Weiss, a special counsel. And this is really an unbelievable situation. So let me just run this by you quickly. All right, so the Associated Press article about this is gibberish. It doesn't make any sense. They don't know what they're doing. They don't care. But Reuters puts out an article that's just unbelievable. So Hunter Biden has been indicted on felony gun charges, okay, today, just before we came on the air. Reuters says this, quote, "The younger Biden for years has been the focus of unrelenting attacks by Trump and his Republican allies." This is the article. It's all about Trump, not Hunter Biden. It's so corrupt. These are the wire services that go out to every newspaper. So ABC News on its website had honest coverage, okay? And I'm going to read you a little bit about that. So it says, the lead article in ABC News, President Biden's son, Hunter Biden, has been indicted by special counsel David Weiss on felony gun charges. Okay, that's the lead. And ABC News doesn't bring in Trump, doesn't bring in all this other garbage, okay? So the younger Biden has been charged with one count of false statement in purchase of a firearm, one count of false statement related to information acquired to be kept by federal firearms licensed dealers, one count of possession of a firearm by a person who's an unlawful user or addicted to a controlled substance. And that's it. It's felony. Okay. Pretty much the same charge that was thrown out by the judge earlier this summer in what was an unbelievable attempt to subvert justice. So Hunter Biden has now got to answer felony gun charges. So what does this mean? It means that the special counsel, David Weiss, who doesn't care about this at all, took him 5 years to get here. Okay? Come on. He's veering away from the income tax stuff, the money stuff from abroad, because that involves, allegedly, the president. He's into the gun thing solely because they don't have anything to do with Joe Biden. That's, number one, the overarch. That's why this is happening. Now, Weiss down the road could bring, and almost has to bring, tax evasion charges against Hunter Biden. But he wants to kind of play those down, maybe a misdemeanor, you know? So we'll do the felony gun charge. Now, Hunter Biden will plead guilty on this charge. He can't defend it. He did it. All right? And he won't do prison time. You know, probation, community service may pay a fine. That his guy in California will pay for him. It's the same old fixes in business. So this is the overarch of this. But the more important story today is the corruption of the media. So I was going to do a montage today, but I said, why bother? Everybody knows this, about how many people on television said the following words. There is no evidence linking President Biden to his son, Hunter. How many times have you heard that? I've heard it at least 1,000 times. And that's the orders that went out to the leftist media, and they carried them out to a T. I did a radio commentary today. I basically said, look, Fox News paid $800 million in legal settlements for defrauding the public by allowing people to come on FNC and say that Dominion voting machines were corrupted when the company knew they were not corrupted. Simple. And they know that by emails and all of that stuff. This is the same thing. The media knows that there's enough evidence linking Joe Biden to his family finances. Now, we don't know whether Biden himself took money. We do know that he enabled his brother and his son to earn money from foreign countries in return for doing nothing. And in Ukraine, Joe Biden may have gotten involved by forcing a Ukrainian prosecutor to be removed from office. by threats. So everybody who's honest, and that lets out 80% of the media, knows that's true. Yet the media over and over and over, no evidence, no evidence, no evidence, no evidence. And you're just sitting there and go, look, we know you're lying, but the media doesn't care. It doesn't care whether you and I know it's lying. They still make money. That's all they want to do. Now, I want to be very precise here. The Dominion thing is worse in the sense that you had an election, presidential election, that was being questioned by millions of Americans. Still to this day, millions of Americans believe that election was fraudulent. That's huge. This is a couple of steps down, but it's still big because if a sitting vice president committed this kind of corruption, and it looks like he did, by using his power to enrich his family, you don't say there's no evidence, because that's a lie. So I know that almost everybody listening and watching me right this moment understands what I'm saying, which is why you are here and not consuming the mainstream corporate media, because they will lie to you every day in every way. I will not. So again, let's recap. Hunter Biden charged with felony gun crimes. He will plea out. There's no way he's taking it to trial. I don't know whether Weiss, the special counsel who's in the bag, no doubt he is, not an independent counsel. Merrick Garland's in the bag. They're all the fixes it. Okay? Whether he almost has to bring separate tax evasion charges, but, you know, who knows what they're going to do. Okay, so let's get to the talking points memo here. And by the way, if you have any questions about what I just said, bill@BillO'Reilly.com, name and town, please, if you wish to opine, but be happy to answer all your questions. So our apologies for yesterday's blow up. We were about 80% finished with the program. We're in the middle of taping it. When the lights went out, the computer went down, everything was silent because we had a computer malfunction. Now we have a sophisticated, I know I'm coming to you from our studio. BillO'Reilly.com is an independent news agency. We have our own technicians. We have our own studios. We're not dependent upon anybody. And for 6 years, it worked okay. You know, there are frustrations, but not like this. So it blows up. I can't even put gas in my car. So I have no blanket idea what's happening. Okay? I'm so technically deficient that it's a tragedy for me. Anyway, when I'm thinking about this, and I didn't get angry, by the way. I got annoyed, but I didn't get out with it yelling or anything like that. What good is that going to do? I felt bad. So we had a good show yesterday, and we're going to have some of the elements of yesterday's program and today's. But I felt bad. I mean, we have radio all across the country. We have television all across the country, all across the world. Now, we're worldwide, and we couldn't deliver the product. Now, we delivered other products. Some of you have seen them, and they were pretty good, I think. But, you know, it's crazy. So I got to thinking how dependent we all are on high tech and how that's dangerous. We live in an age now, and I was talking about this to some of my boomer friends last night, that is going to be so unrecognizable in 10 years. You're not even going to be able to recognize the country and the world in 10 years because artificial intelligence and tech is just taken over. It's dangerous. And I'm going to go down the list. So we're dependent on the machines. All right, for communications, the kids have them, they get in trouble, they text their parents, whatever it may be. We carry this wherever we go. We lose it, it's a catastrophe. You know that, okay? This is on and on and on and on and on. And then you got a laptop and you got all that other stuff. If it's hacked, if something happens, it becomes a major problem. But psychologically, it also changes human beings because you're not as self-reliant. So your psychology is if a bad thing happens, you got two choices. You can confront the bad thing and make it go away, solve the problem, whatever it may be, or you can run away from it. Well, with all this high-tech stuff, running away from it is pretty much what's happening. Okay? So I don't want to deal with this. I got a machine that I can create my own world, do my own things, and I'm not going to deal with the reality of it. I'm not. More and more and more and more and more. So problem solving and self-reliance, less and less and less and less. Okay? That's going to take a toll. The machine then can serve up evil. Okay? You can order drugs, narcotics, dangerous narcotics on the machine. You can bet, you can gamble your life away. I know a 70-year-old man who's broke because he plays poker on the machine every day. He's addicted. All right? Porn, on and on and on and on. You go into these dark rooms with these awful maniacs, and it's so debilitating. It makes Sodom and Gomorrah look like the Vatican. I mean, it's just horrible what is available with your fingers. Okay? Believe me when I tell you, this is a huge, huge problem, and there's no solution to it. None. And then you are unprepared, all right, for sudden things that might happen to you because your whole life is being led there. So you don't go out and try to meet people anymore. You meet them in the chat rooms. I mean, it's like this is going to cause a huge societal deterioration. It already is. People ask me, why do we have so many mediocrities running for office? Because people vote for them. Because people don't pay attention. It's boring. I'm not going to pay attention. I don't know who the city council people are. I don't know who the mayor is. In my district, I didn't know who Santos was. The grifter who won the election, I didn't know who he was. Not because I was diverted, just because it was a low-level situation, and I trusted the Republican Party to nominate an honest person, and there you go. There you go. Okay? But by and large, people, that's boring. I want to play a game. Or I want to text my friends, a group chat, or whatever you want to do. So that the dumbing down of the electorate leads to mediocre leadership. Joe Biden shouldn't be president of this country. This man has never in his whole life showed any kind of problem-solving ability at all. Hung out with racists in the Senate. He's a bad guy, top to bottom. Awful guy. Barack Obama put him on the ticket as a second because he needed a political hack, Biden, to deal with the Senate. Because Obama didn't want to do it. And that's what Biden did. That's why he was there. Because he had been around so long. All right, and then he hid in his basement, and it was all about Trump. More people voted for Biden than Trump, and he's president. And it's the wreckage, one wreckage after another, since he's been in there. Open borders, massive crime, record poverty. It's crazy. Yet the corrupt press props him up because they hate Trump so much. Are you paying too much for your Medicare supplement? You might be, and especially if your plan is through the liberal AARP. But there is an alternative, and it is AMAC. AMAC is the gold standard of quality and service. With AMAC, you have access to dozens of Medicare insurers and will avoid any woke nonsense. And working with AMAC's experienced Medicare advisors is well worth your time. They will help you choose a Medicare plan that suits your health needs and your budget. But what really makes them stand apart is their values: faith, family, and freedom. The same values that are important to you. So please call them today. 888-355-5605. 888-355-5605. Your consultation with a knowledgeable AMAC advisor is free of any financial commitment. Once again, 888-355-5605. Or visit amac.us/trust. That's amac.us/trust. Here is the mail. Dwight Breland, Belchas, Louisiana. It's Chase or Chas. I haven't been to Belchase. I'm sure it's on a bayou. Is it even possible that as president, Barack Obama had no idea about the Biden situation? Yes, of course it is. They don't work closely together. Obama had no use for Biden, appointed him to do a few things. He should have known about the bribery stuff in Ukraine that Biden threatened to prosecute there. Obama should have known. You have a very hard time proving that Barack Obama knew the grifting that was going on. Possible, very hard to prove.
John Broderick, Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. How does Joe Biden spend money that is not appropriate by Congress? Because the White House gets an allotment of money that they can use for various things. That's how he does it. Bob Roth, missing Pennsylvania. Why can't we arrest Mayorkas? He breaks immigration law. Who's we? Justice Department's never going to do that. He'd have to be charged with a crime. And Mayorkas is just doing what he's told. Mayorkas doesn't make policy. Tell the Biden people that we outline, tell them what to do, and he does it. So, got to be realistic here. Steve, concierge members. Thank you, Steve. Steve has an insurance policy for his life. Anything goes wrong with Steve's life, comes to me. I'll try to help him out. Chris Cuomo is only interested in promoting the left's agenda and anti-Trump rhetoric. Why, Bill, do you argue with the guy? Because I reach people on News Nation that I wouldn't ordinarily reach. So I'm not going to, you have a point in the sense that on economics and things like that, I'm not going to do that anymore because it's just hopeless. But I have a lot of information that I can give in those debates with Cuomo that those viewers of News Nation wouldn't hear anyplace else. So that's why I do it. Danny Heffley, Louisville, Texas. I don't know who wrote this, but I'm sure your audience will enjoy it. Quote, we live in a time where intelligent people are being silenced so that stupid people won't be offended. All right. I kind of like that. Brian McDaniel, South Park, Pennsylvania, near the end of your great book, Killing the Killers. You wrote about terrorist group Boko Haram in Africa. President Biden had pulled troops out of Africa that were combating them. Do you have any updates? U.S. troops are in Africa now. Special Forces, Navy SEALs, Delta Force. But it's so top secret, and it should be. We don't want the bad guys to know where our forces are. The Biden administration has not been that bad at hunting down terrorists. You've got to be honest about it. Trump wiped out ISIS. Okay? Obama made some mistakes, but Trump did a really good job. Biden's carried over most of Trump's policies. So Killing the Killers has it all in there, backed up 80 different ways. Ray McDonald, Picayune, Mississippi. Your books arrived here on Saturday, just hours after my wife was admitted to the hospital for dehydration. By Sunday, she had finished Crazy Horse and began Legends. Long story short, she completed all three by Tuesday evening. Well, Ray got the super summer reading package. And you know, Ray, you're my best to your wife. Dehydration, she'll get over it. We didn't want to know why it happened, of course, so it doesn't happen again. But I'm glad you got the summer reading package. And that leads us into Fall Madness. Fall Madness will give you Legends and Killers and a mug of your choice, which is a fabulous deal, $42.95. Remember, you got gift giving coming up. And Killing the Witches is moved up big on Amazon. Out September 26th. Sean Hannity gave it a great review yesterday. That really helped. You can pre-order on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Books A Million, BillO'Reilly.com. But here's the best deal. Become a premium or concierge member on BillO'Reilly.com. You get Witches free. Or any of my other books you want. Killing the Witches, that's going to cause a lot of uproar. Word of the day, do not gasconed when writing to us. Gasconad. No gasconding. Excellent word. Back in a moment with final thought. You have helped support MyPillow and their employees in these very tough economic times. Mike Lindell knows that and continues to give back with deals on his most popular products. And now there's great news. The MyPillow 6-pack bath towel sets are back in stock. Their proprietary technology makes them absorbent, yet still provides that soft feel you want in a towel. The set comes with 2 bath towels, 2 hand towels, and 2 washcloths. For a limited time, get this 6-pack towel set for only $39.99 when you use the promo code BILL. That's a 50% savings. So please go to MyPillow.com or call 800-869-0298. Use promo code BILL to save 50% on the MyPillow 6-pack towel sets. This is just $39.99 for a set.
That deal will not last long. All right, here's the final thought of the day. In your life, every week, you got to make at least 3 things happen. And all 3 have to be fun for you and you alone. So, for example, an old movie that you once saw and you really liked it, you make time to watch that movie again. A book you wanted to read, you take a couple hours out, you read the book, undisturbed, okay? Get a massage, right? You know, stress reliever, make the time, costs a little money, it's worth it. Okay, these are fun activities. Shopping, you want to go shopping? Just walk around, think about stuff, you know, just you. Don't need a big crew with you. All right, nature walks, I love those. Down the beach, you go into the little forest, watch the ticks, but you know, fresh air, clear your head, that kind of thing. And it's very important to look forward to things in life. And you're not being selfish. 3 things a week that are fun, that's not crazy, right? And write them down. Say, on Tuesday I'm going to do this, on Wednesday I'm going to do that, whatever it may be. Okay? 3 fun things just for you. Thank you for watching and listening to the No Spin News. We will have a Sunday column, and we will see you again on Monday. Thank you for watching the No Spin News. To watch the full episode anytime on BillO'Reilly.com, please sign up to become a premium or concierge member. Visit BillO'Reilly.com to sign up and start watching today.